In our video, we will be talking about the 7 properties of life. With these 7 characteristics, we will determine what makes an organism qualify as a living organism.
Organisms are organized structures that consist of one or more cells. Inside each of the cells, atoms can come together to create molecules. These molecules make up cell organelles and other cellular inclusions. To give a further idea of what this means, most organisms carry the order structure of cells, organs, tissues, organ systems, and etc. These structures may be different on many organisms, but for the sake of this example, we will be going with the lifespan of a butterfly. As an example, an adult butterfly is one of the best ways to display the 7 properties of life. Butterflies have a specific but very similar structure and function for being a multicellular organism. They have clear respiration, circulation of oxygen, digestive system just like us, a nervous system, sense of balance, which is used for when they're flying, and a reproduction system. A good example is that they have a circulation for blood, but unlike us, they require it for nourishment and not oxygen. That means it provides them with food that is needed for their growth and health, as is for us, it's used for oxygen. All organisms go through the life cycle. Information carried by DNA controls the grasp of growth and development. This can vary from change in appearance, size, shape, and any other way it can develop. Other factors can be from its immature form to its mature form. To further explain, growth is defined by physical and clear changes, while development is seen as a functional activity. It's more of a characteristic cognitive change more than anything. To keep up with our butterfly example, butterflies undergo a specific life cycle called metamorphosis, which includes the egg, larva, pupa, and an adult butterfly. This greatly shows the growth and development that a butterfly has to go through, as it not only changes physically, but has different ways to live and develop as they undergo the pupa stage.
Response to environment: the way that organisms respond to this environment or stimuli around them. All butterflies are sensitive to the environment, specifically the weather. The monarch butterfly is highly sensitive to the environment, mostly the temperature in 3 different ways. The temperature affects their reproduction, hibernation, and migration by affecting the body temperature and flight time of migration. Energy processing: the way that organisms use sources of energy to help their metabolism. An example of this would be how butterflies use their wings. Like solar panels, the monarch butterfly uses the top of its wings to absorb sunlight, but some other kinds of butterflies use the bottom of their wings.
A sign of life for all living organisms is reproduction. Biologically, this is just the ability to reproduce another organism of their species so they can pass down their traits to future generations. Anatomically, this means having reproductive organs. When butterflies mate, they flirt with each other and they dance in the air. When they do decide to mate, they attach each other at the abdomen, facing away from each other. Here we see a diagram of the male reproductive organs and the female reproductive organs for butterflies. They have 4 reproductive stages. They start out as a fertilized egg, then they turn into a caterpillar, and then they turn into a chrysalis, which usually lasts about 8 to 12 days, and then they emerge as a full adult.
For regulation, even the smallest organisms, such as butterflies, are complex and have mechanisms to coordinate like internal functions, such as responding to stimuli and coping with environmental stresses, which is like when the weather gets colder or hotter, when it's raining. And these two examples of internal functions regulated in an organism and nutrient transport and blood flow. Organs use this to perform specific functions, such as carrying oxygen throughout the body, removing waste, and delivering nutrients to every cell. For evolution, the butterfly and the moth develop through a process called metamorphosis. This is a Greek word that means transforming or change in shape. Butterflies have changed their shape and have changed how they look throughout all the years from starting from South Africa. Butterflies have complete metamorphosis. They have 4 stages in this metamorphosis process. That includes the moth, in moths and butterflies, and that includes egg, larva, pupa, and eventually it becomes the adult, and that is the full growth and evolution of the butterfly.